Straight out of Compton, original streets. Grew up with the lion, see what the criminals see. Now he a giant and a pivotal key. Got it down to a science, this the visual streets. He came up with bullet, he came up with turtle. Live life to the fullest, he put it all in the journal. We dodging them bullets, we jumping them hurdles. It's the Hood Postman, we in the streets universal.
Hood Postman, Professor Belly Bell. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lies, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door.
Professor Belly Bell, who I'm here with today?
You're here with Rolo Wick.
Man, part 5. Rolo, I wanted to ask you this, man. And I'm sincere when I say this, Rolo.
Okay.
If the truth kills them, should we let them die?
Let them die? Because you don't want the good to suffer. And that's what's been going on all along. The good been suffering, hiding up their shit and knowing what they've been doing. So as long as we do that, we're going to always have a part of cancers in it. You see, the truth will make the bones and the skin move, you know. And all they scared of, you taking their soldiers away, and we're not. You know, the truth gonna make them come our way. You know, that's what's wrong with the whole situation. They're losing soldiers.
One thing I know about cancer, and I'm glad you mentioned cancer, that once it's metastasized, they use what is called chemotherapy to radiate it and try to remove the cancer from the body, right? And a lot of times, a lot of this stuff be cancer, it be resistance to treatment.
Because it's not cancer. You gotta understand, cancer can move in all kinds of forms, but stress is a motherfucker. When you stress the body chemicals is off. And once your equilibrium system is off, that means your vibration is off, and therefore all your immune system is going to be off. So that's what's wrong with people.
Rolo, every generation has its purpose, right? Ours is to reveal the truth,
right?
Because we already don't live through the lies, and now we at the part to where we have to reveal the truth and reverse the brainwashing psychosis that's now taking place within our culture. And this, I just want to know, what do you feel about that?
Well, you got to understand from the beginning, you got to always go back how it always started. It was always orchestrated to keep down the black man. And see, our generation, we were so happy to have the fathers in the house to teach us, and we had a family structure. So when they seen that, they seen the black man rising once again. Once they seen the structure of a black man rising and all the peace in the neighborhood, guess what? The original police is Ku Klux Klan. They lose their jobs. So when they lose their jobs, they got to bring chaos back to the neighborhood. We don't have no pharmaceuticals. We don't have no airports. We don't have nowhere of nothing of no kind of drugs. But they're bringing drugs to our community and keep our community down. It's a must, because at that time, our kids was learning computers. Our kids was learning everything of evolution of the future. So they had to stop that generation. And the only way you had to stop that generation, you had to deny them, because they was coming in contact with themselves.
Right. Just my thoughts about it though, Rolo, though, we'll get lost, because if you follow someone who was a follower, you can't, you'll wind up in like a dog chasing his tail. You won't be in sync with the creation of God's nature. You'll be in something else, in some other dynamic that was created by man. In other words, it was a construct.
Well, you got to understand, just like what they say they have for you, they don't have for you. You got to look what they're doing for you. Everything that Americans say what they got for you is false. So that's the same way with us. Man would always pump it up and say they doing this and doing that just to see if they can get someone to do it, to see if it'll be successful, and then they'll take claim of it. Everybody needs followers. If you don't have no followers, who are you? A lot of people need other people to express who they are, because they feel alone. And loneliness hurt people because they can't understand themselves. People are scared of self.
Right. So therefore, you have to be open to learn, to unlearn, to relearn. Because if you're not open to that, you'll constantly be caught in that cycle or that psychosis that seems to permeate amongst our culture and keep us stuck and rooted into this narcissistic type of misogynistic thinking and this we perpetuate so many different evils or mindsets against one another that's just not good for the overall culture. But what I want to do, man, we can't get too attached. And I'm going to say this about gang banging, right? We can't get attached to gang banging because that's borrowed by another gang member from another life, from another situation. Other words, it's all been borrowed. And somehow this dude picked it up, that dude picked it up, this dude, but nobody checked the information to see was it valid or was there anything of substance that we could use as a people? What do you think about that?
Well, like I said, you go back to the first beginning of the source. Gangbanging was something to make us our own slaveholders and our own slave masters. It's to keep us in one confinement of one square radius, but we're not venturing out into the world to see the other world. So we took that, and then other people seen as this guy's tough in the hood. I want to take it on because that's all what he has seen from birth, and all he has seen was from fear. And when you fear something, you got to become more crazy and be fearful than them. And if you don't, hey, you're gonna get taken under. So what we are fighting over, we are like worms in a bucket, still caught up on the same thing, looking in the mirror, but it's other things. We haven't been released into the real world.
I'm not a Crip nigga, you not a Blood nigga. Therefore, we are not obligated to make sense to such a small percentage when the world needs understanding. Or however, I do comprehend and understand that we must have empathy and we must, it must be, we must find some type of vital way to communicate. But what I'm saying, Rolo, is this: how do we continue to remain in this stupor, in this, it's like functional retarded. It's a bunch of functional retarded people, Rolo.
We Sambos.
Sambos, that's a great way to put it, because a lot of people don't know the difference between Uncle Tom and Sambo. They confuse the two.
See, we Sambo, we just entertainment niggas. That's all we want to be. Just have a word on the title with nothing behind it. No success. We'll do anything to make a fool of ourselves to make money. We'll sell our soul.
And that's what we're seeing when we see the Sukianas, the Sexy Red, and the Glorrillas. How is that permeating our culture, and how younger girls are they watching that? Do they feel like that's what they should be now?
That's how you put the first thought, a man of confusion, in his mind, is saying that you're not a man. Because you see some object up there look like a freak and you want to be part of that freak of nature. See, our mind is like sponge. Because we, as black people, we never learn real knowledge no more as we grow up. All we see is things from square radius, from the TV or a book that tell us what to do, but we never learn the truth. And the cold thing about it, the parents that grew up now, since they grew up without parents in the house, they're the ones pushing all this negativity out there, because the parent is out there more than the child. So you got to start with the parent. The parent must stop what they doing and accepting the bullshit and letting the kid rule the house.
When we first heard hip hop, right, the earlier hip hop, right, and we heard that, first time we heard the message, broken glass everywhere, and the rest. I don't have to continue to go to it, but then we get into this phase where we got pro-righteous teachers, we got Brand Nubian, we got X-Clan, we got Queen Latifah, we got all these different people that was KRS-One, even Ice Cube, Arrested Development. People don't even realize what arrested development is, because they're saying your development has been arrested. We're trying to get you out of that mindset. But now, and here now, this space we in, is it anything good coming from it with the drill and It's called, I don't even know what to call it, man.
No.
Because it's a reactionary type of rap. They want you to react to what they're saying. That's why the girl say what she say, to get you to react.
No, it's not going to change. It got worse. It's going to get worse in the future for us. Because our people haven't woke up yet. Because we're chasing things that don't mean nothing. You know? And it's sad. You know, we'll get up, we'll go to work, and just to go out, just to buy this one item, have nothing to do with our household. And knowing that you have kids, knowing that you have bills that you need to pay. But we'll suffer with that and lie to the man of bills and credit just to walk around like we look rich, just so we can fit into society. See, everybody go on the out way of looking when you should go in what you should do to help society. You get what I'm saying? If we wouldn't spend with the trillionaires and the billionaires, that shit would sit at the port, and then all that shit would be back free. Because like I said, the only reason why they got highways is for control movement. When we had horses and buggies, there wasn't no roads. You get what I'm saying? Now, when a man would get up in the morning, he had to get up and make his own groceries and have his own poultry on his own land. Government took that away for you can always depend on him. And once they can do that, they can put every drug in our food and our medicine. Like if you can believe it or not, every capsule that they take, a pill, it's nothing but chalk. There's no medicine in it. So it's all in our mind. So a man can come back to heal himself back to the land. Like God said, man that harvests the land will inherit the land. So we don't inherit nothing because no man is harvesting the land.
So it's just a bunch of placebos.
Because if you harvest the land, you have no time for bullshit and no riprap and no slick motherfucker to come into your life. Because you are handling your business. Why do you need the outside? You got everything at home. It's man that wanted everything at his hand. So when man put everything at his hand, we right back at what we had been at back, way back in the century. That's why it's machines. That's why it's all kind of rollbacks back then. Because now we got to fight this technology once again. But now, iRobot got more smarter. How to develop, how not to die.
That's why we went from, we used to use a term, back in the day you used to run travelers. We travel, but now they use a term like you driving. That means that's the control aspect of it. But when you're a traveler, there's no control to that.
So everything is control movement. Like everybody didn't want to believe me. America only playing with us. That's why the American playing with our reparation, because America never gonna give our reparation. Because therefore, the Pope is not gonna let them. Because the Pope got all our ready. The Pope got all our mandate. The mandate is the pink slip of the whole world belong to us. You get what I'm saying? See, we fight for shit that don't even have no significant meaning to us. We're not fighting for our freedom. Because once again, we're not fighting for our flag. We're not fighting for our mandate. We're not fighting to give up all these cultures and names that they gave us every 10 years. We must proclaim who we are. As long as you don't proclaim who you are 3/4 of a man. So therefore, that's why they laughed at you and said, okay, we're going to give y'all this old man, we're going to give y'all money, okay, reparation in July. Okay, they had a big plan already. Let's flood the borders. But we don't have to give these niggas nothing. They do it all the time. They pump us up. They put black people in the high incentive places to make us feel relaxed, to accept their bullshit, their laws, their homosexuality. Like I told you, they have to put a black president in there for we can accept all this homosexuality. And that was motherfucking Obama. Obama is not black. Him, Bush, and Bin Laden's cousins. They used to play as they was little kids. Everybody can look that up. All this shit is a hoax. So therefore, that's why you say, is it going to change? No. They planted the 9/11 attack. They planted this virus shit. Why they got the virus shit going on every other year? Because they want separation. When people lose contact with each other, they lose trust. They lose communication. Therefore, that's why the peoples don't know what's going on. That's why people see shit flying in the air. That's why they see shit going on in our food. Because we're not together as the people. They already got us divided as color. So therefore, we're going to stay together.
Straight out of Compton, original streets. Grew up with the lion, see what the criminals see. Now he a giant and a pivotal key. Got it down to a science, this the visual streets. He came up with bullet, he came up with turtle. Live life to the fullest, he put it all in the journal. We dodging them bullets, we jumping them hurdles. It's the hood postman, we in the streets universal.
Hood Postman, Professor Melly Mel. This is not a glorification or a glamorization. This is an education. You can go anywhere in the world and get a couple of lives, but you come right here to get the truth. Be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the first and the 15th. Lock the door.